Hey everybody, welcome. Sorry for being
Hi.
a few minutes late. Hi Louie and Naomi in the chat. If you're in the chat, let us know that you're here. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about GH Sunday Shift. We appreciate every single one of you. If you are able, we would always love for you to buy us a coffee. As you know, that is going in our fund so that we can make sure that Tanya is at the GH Fan Club event next year because it's like 50 years and we're going to have to do some big things and get some good merch. We want to say a shout out and thank you so much to Chris, who not only gave to us but became a member, which I didn't even know you could do. So I'm going to figure that out so that we can have cool things for membership because we appreciate y'all so much. Tanya, how are you doing?
Uh, so,
I know it's been a day.
Tracy, it's been a day for me. I locked myself out, so I had to get a locksmith. And they had to come all the way out from Concord, which is a suburb
Ooh,
of suburbs away, and they got caught in traffic. So it took me a while, maybe an hour and a half to get back in. But and it was expensive. So it's just a reminder to me as a singleton, I need to get copies of my keys made and give it to trusted individuals. So not
yeah,
have to pay that expense. And it was literally sitting on my table in my dining room. I just brought the
yeah.
wrong set of keys because I went bike riding yesterday. So that's another thing I did. Bike riding and found out that the city is being very slow about putting together this shoreline bicycle path, which would be amazing for school kids. So I'm now activated and about to, go to war with city council. So,
You better Leslie Nope it.
so yeah, that's been my weekend.
Yeah.
Yay!
Shout out Joseph. Shout out KD, TV Watcher. Yes, we are gonna get to Carly and Lulu. Hilarious this week.
Mm-hmm.
I have just been like, um, you know what? I had not been like public in my work for quite some time. I had been really behind the scenes and doing like a lot of like research and like trainings. And so this week, I actually did a like a public virtual thing, and
Mm.
I was like. I was very, very nervous. And I'm like, it's so funny because I don't ever get nervous to get on and talk to our Sunday shift people. But
Right.
I was so nervous to get on and talk and like facilitate this panel, but it went really well. So that just felt like knocking the old dust off the mic. So that was
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And then my nephew who turned 6. So okay, I am the auntie that always likes to do very cute things. I like to give the good gifts. I like to do those things.
Yeah.
So lately I've been really good about like birthday decorations or like the takeaways. I've outdone myself, y'all. My nephew's about to be 6 on September 5th. He's having a birthday party at the zoo,
Nice.
which I have feelings about the zoo, but and he loves Pokemon, so it's all Pokemon theme.
Mm-hmm.
I am making like Ash Ketchum hats. So I have like trucker, like red and white trucker hats, and like a little patch for the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna have to do some ironing on of the patches. I'm making Pokeballs for the kids. And then I'm also gonna do like name badges. I already have like the thing the that I made, like the thing I have to print out, and I'm gonna put it in the badge holders and put little Pokeball keychains on the string. Anyway, very excited, very cute. And I'm really
I think
excited.
that might be a little side hustle for you, planning birthday parties.
Ooh, I wish. um, Louis, I'll double check. Thank you so much for always getting us a coffee. I'm not sure if that's what it is. I really don't know how it works, but I will promise to let you know next week. Um, Hi, somebody found us from from Port Misery. We love Port Misery, love, love, love. And Tanya,
Mm.
people are telling you about how not to lock yourself out in the chat.
Oh my god.
Y'all,
So
it's so expensive. They offer 150 off for keys being made.
so
It's
I
it's so expensive.
So I live above a supermarket called Food Max, which is local to California, and they have a key maker like machine downstairs. So it only costs like $20 to make copies of your keys. I can't have my own lock because I do live in a complex, and they're owned by some sort of corporate whatever. So
Yeah.
so and the thing is that usually I could get in because we have an on-site building manager, but he went away for the weekend. And so, but
Um,
he's the only one that has the master lock to all of the apartments. So I had to get, someone to come in and let me in. And usually before we had changed the keys, the locks and everything, I had a bunch of my friends who had a copy of my key. But
do
since we
you
changed it, I didn't make the copy, so now I have to pay that expensive fee for him to come out. But
the
yeah.
first time this happened to me, the only time it's ever happened to me, I was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Everybody who lived in my house was gone for the day or something. I called the locksmith. I didn't know how much they were. They cost like $500 to come
Oh
out.
wow.
And I
Yeah.
was like, I could have gotten a hotel room for the night. like,
Exactly.
this
It
is so
wasn't
expensive.
yeah, it wasn't quite that expensive, but still it was enough for me to be like, damn, it would have been a lot cheaper if I had just made these keys and I didn't. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out KD knowing all about us about private equity jackals. Period. I love our chat.
Yeah.
Okay. We are 6 minutes in. We talked about Pokemon and keys. Tanya, let's talk about the show. Who were your performers of the week?
I actually have only one really.
Okay, tell
So
me.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Jen's ads, Austin Ashford, who
Yeah.
played Kai, because he
Yes.
finally got a meaty little script that he could play off of. And it was like, I think he did an amazing job. And so
I
shout
agree.
out to him. And I think I saw you tweet earlier, like if you give them a good story, they get a good following. And that's true. I mean, sometimes, actors got to work with what they work with. And sometimes they have automatic Kim where they can with everybody, no matter how many lines they have. But I think Jens at this point, he needed something really good to really pop. And he's had him a couple of times, but this time this week, it was great. He has great chemistry with Katie McMullen. And so they
Yeah,
were
he
just
does.
like, so
It was
that was
fire. Yeah.
cool. It was good.
Not
So
romantic chemistry, to be
not
clear, but
romantic,
like,
just
yeah, yeah.
acting chemistry.
Hmm.
So that was good. But I had that question earlier in the week. I was like, how long did he expect to keep his job, knowing that he told everything and signed this affidavit? But
Yeah.
yeah, so shout out to him. Always shout out to baby girl Desmond, and finally shout out to Finola, who's
Always.
had some great scenes this week.
Hmm.
And then, shout out to Carlo, I heard his last name, Rhoda.
Rota.
Carlo Rhoda
Hmm.
for being back, because I always thought he was a goner, but he's back on our screen, causing some kind of havoc. We don't know what, but he's like, it's not over, Sonny. So, and we expect to see him being having scenes with Curtis in jail, because apparently
Yeah,
they're
for
in the
sure.
same jail. So, yay!
For
Those are my
sure.
shout outs. Yeah,
I think the actor who plays Kai Jins, I
yeah.
feel like he did such a wonderful job. And part of what I was
Mm-hmm.
saying is that in order for people to get fan bases, in order for you to garner that support, you
Mm-hmm.
have to have a pairing that people are rooting for and a story that people are rooting for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the problem with like Kai and Trina for a lot of people is that people did not feel like Spencer and Trina was like wrapped up in the way that it needed to be. They didn't
Yeah.
feel like Trina got to grieve. Like people were not happy with the way her story with Spencer like wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, I was actually with the like with how soaps go, I really didn't have here or there about it. But when you have people who are still stuck on another pairing because the show did not do the work to like wrap it up, then you do a disservice to both of the actors in the next pairing for what they needed to do next. And I feel like that's what happened with Trina and Kai.
Mm-hmm.
We see Kai and also, like, think about the fact that they put him with Drew while everybody hated Drew.
Mm-hmm.
They had him betray Black Hospital for Drew. So everything that could have been set up for him, like to do better or to be a character that people actually liked, was never there, and it was really unfortunate. And KD is talking about the same thing I've been talking about, it, which is Geo. If you remember,
Mm-hmm.
people wouldn't even say Geo's name on the timeline. People were using like a violin emoji.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, people weren't even saying his name. People did not like him. That was also because people didn't like thought that he was going to be paired with Trina, and they didn't like that. And so people did not like him until he got that amazing performance at the nurses ball and a pairing that people really took to. And so I just feel like something I've been watching on I've been deep in my GH rewatches lately. So I've watched a couple of different playlists. I was watching something like right after Tony Jones died. There was like a bunch of women in the hospital. So it was like Carly and Liz and Robin. Not a black person in sight, not even Lainey. And to me, that like really is indicative of like what happens with the show where you are inventing new black people instead of investing in the ones that you have. You
Hmm.
didn't have anything for Lainey. You didn't like my award is gone without a trace. Who's like a Ward, like in an actual legacy family. I'm trying to think of Valerie Spencer. A Spencer is gone without a trace. So you
Yeah.
can't just keep like starting black people from scratch and not connecting them to something. It's why people are thirsty for Isaiah to be a Gannon, like to be
Right.
related to RJ.
Right, because he's a good actor, and we want him to have connection to GH, because that's the only way that we can ensure a little bit of longevity. And so, it's giving to get rid of DI. So, yeah. So we want that. We wanted that for Kai in the beginning, and we also want that for Isaiah. So I think
Yep.
GH, pay attention. You have some
Right.
great actors with you. You need to give them something to stick to Port Charles.
That's right. And
Yeah.
shout out to my sister who does not even watch GH, but she is in the chat. So shout out to Shishi who is here.
Oh, hi. Oh, and then, real quick shout out to us wearing the same matching shaped glasses. So you got round ones and then I got round ones.
There we go. But I think daytime soap archives, which I love that, and I think I probably
Mhm.
follow you. It like getting rid of DI is exactly that. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but I think that it really speaks to something. Like, do you remember when they had Trina in the cabin by herself? And
Mhm.
with all the white people and she got drugged and we turned
Mhm.
up, we were calling, we were putting up petitions. They
Mhm.
put Curtis in jail for punching somebody once, and we was like, lock him up. Nobody cared.
Right.
They have to ask themselves like what has happened with this character? What has happened with the way we care about this character that we just don't care that like Sonny shot a FBI agent and was free. We didn't care. Willow, as Kai told us, put two in Drew's back. We like, well, whatever, like it just somebody else is talking about Terry currently not being on screen. This is somebody that the show had like hung their hat on as like, look how diverse we are. We have an Asian
Right.
trans woman. Da, 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 da. Like they really tried to make it seem as if this was like something.
And there was
They
like
had her.
media behind it, all kinds of
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And then when Ingo said something crazy about her, everybody had to come out. Well, we don't need you to come out and just say something. We need you to actually show on screen that this is unacceptable. And the way you
Yep.
do that is not to have her and Yuri having an off screen relationship, but it's to have her be front and center.
Right. Especially, there's a lot of hospital shenanigans going on that she should have been part of the conversation. Like,
Yeah.
and bringing Britt back onto the hospital. I mean, that should have been maybe Liz and Terry and
Yes.
Portia, not not Stella being elevated to some made up hospital administrator and then
Yes.
Liz. Yeah. So,
And TV watchers talking about how they're not thinking about heritage and legacy of people of color like we do, basically. And I agree with
yeah.
that.
Right.
All right, we got into that for a long time. I do want to talk about, ooh, and somebody said no diversity in the writers' room, producers, etc. And I think it's also about like, do people have the ability to like step up into telling the stories?
Yeah.
Do like I can't imagine if I was in a writers' room like this, I wouldn't be like, hey y'all, you don't think it's a little weird that Curtis is going to jail? Like, this is a little eh. So
Right.
let's actually get into the show in general. So let's start off in Pentonville. We have Sunny going to visit Sidwell. So if you're a Port Misery watcher, you know Port Misery does not think the mob is going anywhere. Um, Sunny is like trying to go legit. trying to buy Sidwell's legitimate holdings, and basically went to jail to be like, ha ha ha, I'm finna get your, get your
Like,
property.
if I wasn't so happy to see Carla Rhoda, I would have been like, why is Sonny going to visit Sidwell? Like, what was the whole point of that? To announce to
Hmm.
Sidwell, of all people, that he's trying to go legit? That's not the way to go. I mean, I didn't know. He didn't even ask Sidwell, tell me a secret that I should know so I can buy it. Like, it was not, it was just basically, good to see you in jail, sir. And I'm gonna buy your property and I'm gonna go legit and then bounce. That's it. That was like that could
Yep.
have been a phone call.
It
You know?
was very bizarre. I didn't get it.
Right.
And I didn't feel like we got anything from the scene except for the fact that we now know Sid was in jail, which we been knew.
Yes. So, you
But he
know.
did like poke fun at Sonny around Justine because he said, "Oh, I'm surprised the DA was like, allowed to talk you out of whatever." So he knows something.
I do think it's fun to see him poke at, the DA's relationship with Sunny because they're real life, they're married. So,
Hmm.
so it's always a little funny to me to have that happen. But yeah, it was just kind of pointless. But it was good to see you though, Carlos.
So okay, we have it looks this is James backwards. I don't know how you really say your name. I know we follow each other on Twitter too, but
Oh,
Sidwell is currently in jail. I do think he will mention baby Desmond because one thing about Sidwell, he keeps tabs on everybody.
yeah.
Something that I think is that Sidwell is going to blackmail Jordan
Yeah.
because I think if Curtis is in there and Sidwell is in there, like we've already had a scene where Sidwell asked Jordan to do something for him. She said no. She kind of told him like I was trying to take you down anyway. So she has that with Sidwell now being in jail. I don't know. It just kind of really feels like
It kind of feels
there's
like
gonna be something there.
he has to do something because that's a lot for her to get away with. Basically, she infiltrated, his company and gave away, a secret that he expected her to keep. And
Right.
for her to just get away scot free from that is a little interesting. So I imagine there's something coming down the pike for Jordan. Um,
Hmm.
so and he may do it in cahoots with I'm gonna stop saying Brian Lavery with Drew because we don't know what I mean. Drew probably has some sort of feelings about Sidwell being involved with Willow, keeping him locked in. So something's gonna happen. I just feel like there's so many consequences that weren't felt, and that
Yes.
I think the fact that Sidwell still being in the mix, they may have something to do with how to figure that out. I don't know what plans they have for him, but there has to be
See
more
something.
consequences felt. It has to be
Hmm.
something. Yeah,
Brother Man, what up though? Says Sidwell has so many black male resources, Drew, Willow, and
and
Jordan.
Jordan.
And
Yeah,
I was like, I forgot about the Willow piece.
right. So I mean, he could be like, you better do something to shorten my sentence, or I'm going to make sure that you don't have a job, or all kinds of
Hmm.
stuff. He has a lot to hold over people's head. Shout out to Brother
I
Man on the fifth floor.
I really, really do think there has to be something coming up. It was surprising to me. I guess it's like very storyline dictated that like Sidwell would even take a plea. Like this is not like a
Right.
man who's going to be in jail, or that he would be like sitting in jail for that much time.
Yeah.
We do know from Sunny you can run the mob and you can run your enterprises from jail. It'd be surprising if Sidwell didn't have somebody on the inside of Pentonville helping him, like staff, like all of these things would be really surprising to me. So we're gonna see how the show unfolds it. But what do you think? I saw you have an epiphany.
Because I've been watching Daredevil, and the biggest evil man on Daredevil is Kingpin, and he ran a huge monopoly while he was in jail and ended
Mm-hmm.
up leaving jail and becoming mayor. So there's so much that could be out there that
Might as well.
the writers, read some of Daredevil and understand what Kingpin did, because I think Sidwell would be amazing as a Kingpin type character. That would be awesome.
Somebody daytime archives asked, "Do you think Isaiah is actually Desmond's dad?" I don't. I think that they've done a lot of work to build Black High School around Curtis, and so I think they specifically gave Curtis like a kid, whatever. So I don't think he's Isaiah's dad, though, or Isaiah's son. Though I would
Mm,
wish. And
yeah.
then Enrique, what's up, Enrique, asked if we discuss the actress, just according to TA, accidentally spoiling story. So I saw that. Did you see this? That she had posted
No.
something up on her Instagram stories, and there was like some scripts. But daytime fans, we got the eagle eye, so we see a
Oh,
script. We like, what's
wow.
in there? So I'm not gonna spoil it if people who didn't see it. I tried not
Okay.
to spoil it for myself, so I tried to like
Yeah.
back out of the conversation that people were having about it. But yeah, she
Yeah.
did post up some scripts, and so some things are coming
Wow.
up with her.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still have Ezra out for Sidwell. Brother Man says, and Sidwell's probably also out for Ezra.
Yeah.
So the actor that spoiled it was the DA.
Yeah.
That's who spoiled it. It was on her, yeah.
Nazneen,
Or
Nazneen,
it
that's
was, I don't know how much of a
Nazneen.
spoiler it was. I didn't read it, but people were like, "Hey, it's a spoiler," and I was like, "Okay, cool, cool, cool." But I tried not to read anything. I didn't. I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything beyond what we read the week before in like the captions.
Yeah.
So Jason tells Carly he's going to quit the mob. Jason goes over to Carly's house and he's like fixing something like a lawnmower. I was like, Carly, you're not gonna pretend that you don't hire somebody. Like, I'm not doing this with you. But he fixes something. He's talking about how good it feels to like play with an engine and whatever his hands, he should do something. And so
Mm,
apparently, when he saw Carly, it wasn't the first thing that he told her, like, "Hey, girl, I'm out the mob." Even though they
right.
sending out postcards, they're putting up billboards, they're telling everybody. Carly had to kind of like be like, "What?
What? I didn't know you were going to do
I didn't know."
that.
So they have this conversation about like Jason pushing Carly towards Sunny. I have some feelings about it. I wonder how you felt about it. It was really this like Jason like apologizing to Carly for being the person who pushed her towards Sunny.
I'm having some kind of deja vu as if we talk about this last week too? But
No.
anyway, I didn't feel, I mean, I feel like Carly made choices and, of her own free will. She had a general attraction to Sunny. So it wasn't very much that Jason could do to push her towards him. But I feel like Jason um just needed to get some things off of his chest, wanted to apologize for them, wanted to atone for his past behavior. But I think, Carly and Jason both made decisions on their own. And so she's a woman, she has autonomy. She makes the
Mm-hmm.
decisions that she wants to make. So whether or not he needed to apologize to her, I don't think so, but I appreciate any scenes with Carly and Jason because, I just love them together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wasn't,
Yeah.
yeah,
I I like seeing Carly and Jason together. I actually
yeah.
particularly really loved the scenes a couple weeks ago where it was like Carly, Jason, and Sunny.
Hmm.
I just have been around for the three of them. Have always liked the three of them
Yeah.
as a scene group. I think that for me, I'm just not trying to hear you apologize for stuff that happened during the Clinton administration. Like that was a long time ago. We are
Yeah,
now in a space where the times that Carly has taken Sunny back have had very little to do with Jason. The last
exactly.
time, she took him back, um, Jason was fake dead. It was when she was messing with Franco and then whatever. Then after Morgan died, she took him back on her own. Like she has made decisions over and over, and so yeah, like Jason kind of brought her in his life, but she was a willing participant. It wasn't like she's not like the Karen to Sunny.
Right.
Like she was not. This was not that kind of situation. So um while I understand like why Jason may feel that way, like I
Hmm.
need more of like, and again, Carly's my fave. I need more of
Right.
like, nah, I liked power. I liked that man. I At the time I really loved the toxicity. And then eventually like we grew up.
Right.
Because if you
And
think about the last, oh, if you think about the last phase of Carson, they were grown. They were like
right.
very much like we in love. We live in our little house.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And like me and Tara believe that, Carson is in game. So
Y'all do believe that.
don't be apologizing for what is gonna be the eventuality.
So Brother Man is right. He said during Tamara Bond's era, Jason would encourage Carly to stay with Sonny. That is
Well,
true.
yeah, because
That is true.
he didn't like her with what's his name?
Lorenzo.
Alcazar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alcazar. So,
Hmm.
but again, like I said, back in the day, no need to apologize. You know,
And it's also like at that point, Carly was like big grown. You know what I
right?
mean? Like I just, it's tough. It's tough for me, and I don't like a rewrite or like a trying to pull back in the past to make it seem like Sason, the Jason Sunny ship, was not everything that we've seen it be.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I personally could do without a little bit of that rewrite, if you will, but I get how people, especially people who are not mob people, especially people who do feel a way about Sunny, like could see that and like feel vindicated that it happened.
Hmm.
But I just wasn't into it. But again, amazing acting. Love the scenes between them two, and
Yeah.
I really believe that Steve has really been coming to like really act. He's been showing up, recently,
Oh
and
yeah.
so seeing Laura Wright always shows up, so their dynamic has been so much richer to me now, and I've really enjoyed just seeing them together.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, Donna is hosting a family barbecue.
Another.
Another.
She is there
Donna
every
runs the
year.
show. And she apparently is trying to parent trap Sunny and Justine. I don't see it for Sunny and Justine, but it is what it
Oh,
is. I don't really see it for Sunny and
definitely.
anybody else on the show right now, so I guess that's what we gotta do.
Always love Donna mention, and so hey,
She's
again,
adorable.
yeah, she is definitely.
So getting into Spy Hospital, something that we had confirmed. People had thought that it might be a thing, but we had confirmed that Carly and Jax are basically tag teaming Jocelyn to get out of the mob. I forget. I even forgot the name of this guy. I feel bad about it. Was what, I don't know. Phoebe, maybe Daddy.
I guess
Um,
no, he's nondescript white male number 4, or is he 5?
we
He's 5 because he came on the scene beating up number 4.
can call him Cinco. So
Cinco.
so Cinco. No, he's not Ethan. He's the
Not
one who beat
Ethan.
up Ethan.
He's
Oh,
the
somebody
one,
called him
yeah,
Hudson.
Hudson.
Hudson. Oh,
No, well,
dang.
no.
All
Generic
right,
white man number
Hudson.
5.
Hudson. It
Cinco.
is. We'll call him if it's. We'll see if that's his name. So Hudson like is staying at the Metro Court, and Carly knew about him, and basically Carly was talking to him like, "You need to get my daughter out of this,"
Right.
and he was telling her, "Well, she don't want to."
Yeah, I mean, I think Carly, I'm not sure if Jackson and Carly are in cahoots. I think he responded, and Jason, and then Carly is now using Cinco or Hudson as a way to get what she wants. Because I think because he got mad at her at one point and said, "I don't work for you, I work for Jax." So I don't know. But in any case,
Hmm.
she's definitely got her, meddling hands in the situation,
Sure
and
does.
she's trying to make sure that Joss leaves the WSB. So we'll see how that works out.
So people are asking, with his introduction, could he possibly be for Joss? Daytime soap archives. We are talking specifically about Hudson, who is the guy who's working for Jax, but
Yeah,
also beat up Ethan, so he's a bad guy.
yeah,
Maybe they also
definitely.
forget that because you
They're
remember
gonna. They.
when Hat Daddy had them hands for Joey Novak. I ain't
Uh,
forgot, and we never
I
brought
ain't
that back
forgot.
up.
And I'm not going to forget that, because the reason why I'm not going to forget that is because they did it with new Ethan. Old Ethan would not have gotten his ass beat in the same way.
No.
dude was hella violent. I'm just beating him up for like no reason. And so I'm not gonna forget that. So yeah, he's gonna be like just like Hat Daddy, where we're just waiting him to unleash. But I was more interested in Hat Daddy because he not only did he beat up Joey Novak, he had a serious problem with Sonny and was unexplainable. So the only ways in my mind to explain his beef for Sonny was because he was a mobster. He wanted to take Sonny down eventually, but they changed the story.
Which we
So,
hate when they do.
which we hate. So,
But so anyway, somebody was asking, do we think he's for Josh? I personally hope not. I I don't know. Y'all know I love Josh. That's one of Carly's kids. I
yeah,
adore Eden. I think she's amazing. I think that
yeah,
even when she has a story that I don't particularly care for, she plays it beautifully. But I just am not. I mean, I would like for her to have a more grounded story.
right.
Um, I think with the mob, we keep hearing some not mob, sorry, with the WSB, we keep hearing everybody talk about how bad it is.
Hmm.
Like we had Glee Doctor talk about how bad it is. We see what's happening to
Yeah.
Anna. We see what's happened to Dante. And so I cannot imagine like Brennan is now just a talk to for Nina. Like I cannot imagine that we see the WSB being something huge in the next like year. So I don't know. I don't know if this guy is for Jocelyn. I'm gonna hope he's not, particularly because I think he's too old. One, and I think that I don't want to see her with somebody who had like big domestic abuse vibes.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. He's just too violent and weird.
Yeah, but Jocelyn went to Michael for help, which I liked. I actually really like Michael and Joss as like a sibling duo. I think with Rory, they really played more into his relationship with Christina, and a lot of
Hmm.
that was because Jocelyn was like out off spying and like he couldn't be in relationship with her. But I am hoping with like this business part, we get to see Joss and Michael in more relationship. I also hope that Jax is like in peril because if you we don't talk about it anymore, but if you remember when Jax left the show, he was in bad relationship with Michael.
Hmm.
Because if folks don't remember, Jax had was basically advocating for Nina. This is when they weren't letting Nina see Wiley way back in the day, and then Jax essentially blackmailed Michael with like, I saw you pushing up on Willow while Willow's married to Sick Chase.
Hmm.
If you don't, and he basically blackmailed Michael so that Nina could see Wiley. And so my when he left, he was in bad relationship with Michael. So I'd be interested to see if they remember that, they care about that, and if Jax is actually in danger, if Michael can help her solve that.
Hmm.
So um Naomi says, why doesn't Josh see that no one is like cool about the WSB? If it was the CIA, it would be a different reaction. I also think that like the other thing that's really frustrating is like she had to like go beg Bryn for an assignment last week. Um
Hmm.
like, she also to me, I don't know, it's just nobody around you likes this. You
Right.
cannot believe that you are the good guy. What are you doing that's good in the world that you believe? Like, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm doing it to take down Sunny." Well, in what world would the WSB be involved with taking down Sunny?
And she hasn't even really mentioned taking down Sunny part lately. It's
No.
all about her having autonomy and her doing good. And the idea of, Brennan keeps saying, she's serving her country. I'm like, the country don't need you to be, whatever. Right now, our country's worried about Iran and Ukraine. Our we
You
don't,
said
why
Jocelyn
are
Jack's
we
about to go open the Strader Hormuz.
Hermes? Like, I'm like, first of all, you don't need to be working for our country right now because we're not doing anything. And second, I highly doubt Donald Trump is like, I like that Joss
Just have
girl.
Jocelyn Jackson on the phone.
Let's talk to her. Y'all need to give her an assignment.
He might be
Because it's
calling
like,
for her
no.
daddy though. But anyway, we're not gonna go there.
Anyway,
We won't go there. But yeah, I don't know. I so anyway, so the story to the question of like, do I like Jocelyn in the WSB? No, I wish that all of the young. I don't like any of the young adult stories, if I'm being honest. And hers probably. I don't know. I mean, they're all pretty bad, honestly,
Right.
across the board. So, but we do again like have Michael helping her, and Hudson is what they're telling me his name is. Saw chilling with Phoebe as a dox.
Mhm.
And he already had the bug in Ethan's room, so he knows something about the baby and Delilah and this and that. And
Right.
so he puts two and two together that that baby is Phoebe is Delilah's baby.
Yeah.
Jocelyn also actually like lets more slip where she's talking about how they found the baby. And so do you think he's gonna try to take the baby from them?
Of course. And it was funny. Someone on social media was like, why Joss telling all the secrets? Like they're supposed to be a private adoption. And she's telling a random person who's not even part of the family the whole story behind Phoebe. So I was like, girl, you talking business you shouldn't be talking about, which is another reason why I don't think she's that great of a spy. But it
Hey,
was
I think she's a
funny.
good spy.
I don't know. But you're supposed to keep stuff close to the vest, ma'am. Um, then I wrote another funny note. I was like, look at baby Phoebe looking at him like, hey, what's up? He looked at her. She was like vibing with him a little bit. I was like, okay, Phoebe. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely think he's going to do something nefarious when it comes to that little girl. And I'm scared because, like I said, we already established he's pretty violent. So I'm not appreciating what he's got in store for the baby,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to be some
Katie said
drama.
the Katie said the story doesn't work without Anna as her mentor.
Uh-huh.
I've always wanted Anna to be her mentor, but you know Anna do got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. We also have Josh telling Jason about Britt and her treachery, if you will.
Hmm.
So we had been holding this like Cassius thing. I had been wondering when Jason was going to find out that Britt always knew that Cassius was not Nathan. So this
Hmm.
comes out. He also hears from Jocelyn that Britt like told like snitched on her.
Hmm.
And that's what like got her locked up in Windermere and almost killed. I gotta say, I'm not a Jason and Britt person. I haven't been. I don't. The chemistry they had years and years ago when they went on the run, I personally do not see. I know that's
Hmm.
all relative, so people see it. Great on you. I don't see the chemistry there anymore, and I feel like the immaturity of who they have Britt being as a character, like really turns me off from her being anywhere near Sam's children. Though,
Hmm.
despite all of that, she ain't really near Danny. So how in love
She
are
ain't.
you? Um, but it feels unlikely to me that Jason would allow himself to be in a relationship with somebody who did to Jocelyn what Britt did to Jocelyn.
Hmm. Or he'd be more mad about it than he is seeming to be, because now he's just like, I understand. I'm like, no, 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 you shouldn't understand that. You should be like Harley. The minute you do something wrong to me and mine, that's it. Cut off. That's it. So yeah, and I also think that, because early on they were saying, nondescript white man who's a doctor spy, he was actually rumored to be the new guy in Britt's life. And so I think it still might happen. I think their relationship between Britt and Jason is not going to last very long. And she does, Britt, have chemistry with that, nondescript white guy. So I think it might happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't foresee Jason and Britt lasting very long. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Kelly T, if she leans into it, she has chemistry with pretty much anybody. So I'm not concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that she'd be fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
though I don't really particularly care for Brit, I think
Mm-hmm.
Kelly is a great actress.
Right.
And has shown herself to be a great actress across this. I remember she was on Station 19 and she was great. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I was like just sharing this with Sandra, who used to be on the show with us, who, by the way, I was like, you need to come guest host with us. And they said they'd be interested once they're done with their
Oh,
theater stuff.
yay.
But one of the things we were talking about is that Britt was the character had grown so much before they killed her. And
Mhm.
actually, like the Huntington stuff was like really important to her development as a character. It's part of the reason that she won her Emmy around like the PSA stuff they did around Huntington's, is that they
Mhm.
bring her back and they regress her in every form. And so for me, I wasn't happy specifically about her being back. Because I was like, damn, so y'all could bring her back, but we've been turning up for Kelly Monaco, where my girl at.
Mhm.
But Kelly Thibault is not a bad actress, and so I was like, okay, whatever, we'll see what happens. But they brought her back to be, in my opinion, a pretty insufferable version of her character.
Mhm.
Like we have seen her be better than this, and I don't mind snarkiness, I don't mind whatever, but she's just been like the stuff with Rocco was like such a turnoff for me. You not that boy's mama. This is actually one of the worst things that you've ever done. Instead of like finding distance away from that, you like lean back into it. And I don't understand what that choice was.
Right.
I don't get it. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Um, hold on. So we said everybody keeps giving Brit chances. She keeps being mean to them. I I find it, and then somebody else says insufferable is the perfect word. I find it to be, and this happens across the board with not just Brit, but with other characters. I was thinking about this
Mhm.
with Drew too, that we don't get motivation for them. And they've like really had Brit become this steamroller, like this unapologetic steamroller. And what they should do, and I think what Kelly uh Thibault has like the ability to do, is play a nuance of I am a disaster and it's my fault I'm a disaster. Everything that she has been doing has been you need to be doing this for me. When she went to Anna and was like, you need to find this out from my mama, why would Anna need to do anything for Liesel ever? Have we forgot what Liesel did to Robin? Liesel lucky that Anna don't smack her in her face every time she see her. What are we talking
Mhm.
about? I would love for Emma to make the connection of and hate Liesel. Okay, so we do have a Britt and Jason fan, so this is just another perspective. Matt says, I like that they're giving Jason and Britt a moment to just date instead of always being on an adventure. I see some chemistry and I like seeing Jason smile sometimes. Great.
I think we all
I
like seeing
think
Jason happy. I just don't think he's happy
I
with
don't
the
care.
right person. You're like, I don't
Uh
care if Jason's happy.
um
As long
and
as
then
Sam's not allowed around, he can't be happy.
I was on the same part of that ship. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
And again, like I said, if people like it, I'm not telling people, I'm not here to tell people because I like stuff people don't like all the time. Like I
Mhm.
told y'all, I loved Oscar and Joss, and everybody was telling me I was wrong. I just rewatched that actually. Valencia said, I think they thought Rocco stuff would make more of the audience supportive of her or something. The story was too heavy handed on Rocco's part as well. I agree. And now they have they have Rocco being such a little jerk, to be honest. It's really tough. And I
Mhm.
mean, luckily Finn Carr is such a good actor, and so he can handle it, and he's gonna, do what he does with it. But they are lucky that Finn's like a great actor because in the hands of a lesser actor, it will be unwatchable. Now it's like very watchable because we're mad at him, like, Rocco, okay, saying why so much you did this.
Mhm.
And like that at least is a better place to be than like this kid can't act, which nobody could say in my opinion. I think he's great.
Right.
Um, what else? What else? What else? Oh, Tristan Rogers, or Roberts. What is it?
Robert. I think it's
Roberts.
Roberts. Yeah.
So he meets with Anna and he talks to Josh and they confirm that he was a spy. Now that
Yeah.
actor did get on Twitter and asked like what people think about his character, what they would like to see for him, and it was quite a few people that said they want him to be Tanker Baby. Taker Baby is something within the Anna fandom and the Robert fandom, in which, like, you know, Anna and Robert went missing after the tank
Uh-huh.
blew up.
Uh-huh.
And they have all of this missing time, and like we
Uh-huh.
don't know what happened in that time. And so people want for Anna and Robert to have had another baby. So originally,
Oh.
people were hoping that Chase was going to be Tanker Baby.
Oh.
Then people were nervous that it was going to be Peter, but thankfully we found out Peter was Faison's kid with Alex. And so now this is like another thing that pops up about around them, particularly because his name is like
Christian.
like a homage or
Oh.
honor to Tristan Rogers.
Well, I think that would make it even a better homage if he was Tanker Baby, because they still haven't done a real honoring of um, Tristan
Rogers.
and Rogers. And so having this be a big story of saying this is Tanker Baby is an opportunity for them to do that. So maybe
Well,
it is.
so we were on the Zoom with
Right.
Finola and Laura Ray and James Patrick Stewart. And so somebody asked her, because I was on the Super Zoom, so I don't remember where she said this, but Finola
Yeah.
did say she would love to like look into like those parts and like see where her life would be or like what happened
Hmm.
in her life. Because you know, if you're All My Children watcher like myself, that's where I met Anna for the first time.
Hmm.
So I loved me some toxic ass David and Anna. Ugh, that was my ship. I loved David and Anna. They
Yeah.
were so toxic.
David and
When
Anna
Anna
were good together. Yeah.
when Anna lost that baby on My Children, I
Hmm.
sobbed.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It it was so hard. So somebody's asking, is Anna from All My Children? So Anna was first on GH back in the day, and
Hmm.
then she resurfaced and she played both Anna and her twin Alex on All My Children. So I started watching All My Children in 2001, and she was already on there, I believe. And
Hmm.
so because I started watching All My Children before I watched General Hospital.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I watched All My Children before I watched General Hospital, and Alex, her twin, who was evil on GH, was not evil on All My Children. I was very confused as to what happened. I was like, what's going on? So anyway, and then Finola also said that the Tristan um the Tristan Memorial episode was like written or almost written or whatever, and they just want to make sure that everything's like in a row and everybody who needs to be there is there. So to
Hmm.
me personally, that sounds like Kimberly McCullough and making sure she's there.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we get Sasha in the form of Sophia Madsen because she has gone to All My Children.
No, Days
Um,
of Our Lives.
yes, sorry, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's gone to Days of Our Lives,
Hmm.
but I don't know what happens there.
Hmm.
Um, oh, not Anna. Matthew being messy, and I like it. And that's that
Now,
Anna
is
low
it
key had chemistry with
is
Tristan.
it romantic chemistry you're talking about, or just acting chemistry? Like, I don't see the romantic. I just saw the
Anna Anna is amazing. She does have chemistry with a lot of people.
right.
Enrique said, loved Anna on All My Children. Shout out to Leora as well. And her reunion with Robin made me cry. Y'all, if
Yeah.
y'all have not watched Anna's reunion with Robin on All My Children, and I know that there are some GH fans who felt a way that that reunion happened on All My Children and not General Hospital. If
Mm.
you have not watched it, go find that on YouTube. It was so good. You will not regret finding that. And then
Hmm.
somebody else asked about rebooting All My Children. Other people, I think Enrique has already said there are All My Children movies in the works. And so Kelly, why am I forgetting blanking her? Kelly Ripa and her
Hmm.
husband. Why am I forgetting his name? I want to call him Mateo, but that's his All My
Mark
Children name.
Mark Consuelos.
March Consuelos. I think that they are a part of like that. I know that
Hmm.
the Erica Kane, aka Susan Lucci, is like on board for it. I do
Hmm.
wonder if we'll get like a Cameron Matheson going back as Ryan Lavery. I'm sure he would love to go play
Probably.
somebody people like.
Well, hey, I mean,
And
I think he's enjoying playing someone they don't like. He just doesn't enjoy the
hmm
harassment.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. And TV Watcher says they can't do it without Kimberly McCullough, which I 100% agree. Don't
Hmm.
do it if Kimberly can't be there. Wait till you can get her. And I know she
Right.
loved Tristan, and so she'll come back to do it when she has that time. So they
Yeah.
need to just wait. And like it needs to happen.
True.
Um, we have, oh, so speaking of Anna, Anna wants to buy property from Sunny. We have Peter being like the dead devil on her shoulder. And
I was
she
like,
basically,
like even during the process of her slowly trying to get Sonny to admit that he has property, all the while in my head I was like, yeah, she's trying to get property so she can murder Britt and leave her there.
and the way she's talking about it like murder property.
Yeah,
I need
she's
it to
like,
be
it's
quiet. I
us.
need
I
nobody
need to be
around.
isolated. I don't want anyone to know. I know you got secret property somewhere. It's like, yeah, she trying to murder Britt.
It's so clear. Like it's so funny. She's like, and don't tell Diane. Don't tell
Right.
nobody.
Don't tell
I'm
anyone.
trying to buy my murder property. Okay. So that's where we are with it. I will say, how did you feel about the scenes between Sunny and Anna? I like Sunny and Anna as friends. I actually hated it when they
Yeah.
had the beefing.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like you said, Vanilla has chemistry with everyone. And so
True.
Sunny and Anna are really great together when they're talking and amicable. And I like the fact that Sunny was offering to be a shoulder for her if she needed to talk about anything. And so I hope she does take advantage of that.
Me
But I
too.
don't think she will because she's trying to murder somebody. But so but I hope, maybe he's the one to figure it out and be like, y'all need to keep an eye on Anna because I think Sunny's turning out to be the hero to people that are doing something illegal and they need help. I think that's what they're like. Sunny's going to be the go-to fixer, and so I think he's going to possibly catch wind on what Anna's doing and fix that situation so she doesn't end up back
uh,
in jail.
so Math is asking question about the Phazon kids. Did Phazon raise Britt, Peter, and Cassius all at the same time without any of them knowing each other? LOL. Math, you are asking questions that they just be making up. We don't know. We don't
Like in
know.
my mind, they're all different age groups. So I somehow I don't know who's younger, Peter or Faison Nathan. I don't know, but they are all somehow or the other within the different compounds of Faison being raised by him, and none the wiser. Nobody. It's weird.
Uh, and then somebody asking, also, I think somebody's in here because they saw the topic and they don't know we're talking about General Hospital. We're not talking about hookup culture and dating. So shout out to you for being in here. We appreciate you. We're talking about General Hospital.
Oh,
But um Daytime Soap Archives asked, why is Anna so mad at Brit? So
oh,
I think part of it is like Delulu and part of it is Brit. Like, obviously Brit is Faison's kid, and so she doesn't trust him because you got Faison's kid coming back, like from the dead too at the same time. Faison being what gaslit her back to get into the hospital, and then her not knowing whether or not Brit or Cassius had anything to do with it. And so her delusion, which is Peter, is telling her that in order for her and her family to be safe, she got to get rid of Brit. So that's where we are.
yeah. There's nothing rational about it. It's just that she's got to get rid of Brit because
Right.
she's related. Yeah.
Mhm. Other spies, only kind of spies, in the namesake of this episode. So Lulu is tracking Charlotte's location. She sees that Charlotte is on a boat at night. She runs up in Carly's house, which I loved. I thought it was so funny, and was like, "Where's my
Hmm.
daughter? Why are you letting her on this boat?" And call her. Da, 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 da. And you have Valentine and Carly just looking at her. And she kept, I don't know if you peeped her like belittling their date. She's like, whatever this is, or you want to go back to whatever this is. And finally they were like, and so she's just going off. Valentine's like, I'm not calling her, I'm not doing that. You know, he had never stopped cooking the whole
Right.
time. He still was moving. He did not stop. And then he was like, are you dating?
Like, it's just, I love Carly was just like, Lulu, you need to get a life. Like, like we need, like she was, they were like, girl, you need to calm down because she was going off. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was basically like Lulu interrupting a nice, cozy dinner between husband and wife. That's how comfortable Valentine was in that house. And how he is. It just seems like every time somebody else comes in, he's being the house husband for Carly. And like everyone's like, what is.
I love it.
I love
She
it.
not cooking. She not touching not a hot pan. She might be will
No,
touch a dish, and he is really touching the dishes because he's played the food himself. I love it.
right.
I said that's what
Yeah,
she deserves. Um,
exactly.
but yeah, they were just like, Lulu, get a life. And I honestly, I've never been a Lulu fan. I like Alexa, but I think that for me personally, like, I find more enjoyment watching characters, whether I like them or not, actually having a life. Lulu
Yeah,
has not had anything going on for her positive since she stepped back into town from this coma. Get that
yeah,
girl something to do.
right. Let
Get
her
her
go
something
on
to
a
do.
date. He could go out with nondescript white man number 4 or 5, Tristan, until he figures out what he wants to do. I mean, I think that would be interesting. I mean, there are apparently available descript white men for her to, bother. And so she needs to get started. And maybe that's what, man, everybody's playing pickleball. You would love.
Why was Carly so shady? It was funny because it was like shady for Valentine, but also like a point of concern from Carly. Like, girl, you got to do something else. You got to get a
Right.
life. You got to let your kids live. And Lulu was like, I don't care. I'm not taking advice from neither of y'all. But for me, I actually hate how they do Lulu with her children.
Hmm.
I want her to like have better relationship with them. I want them to care about her more. I just feel like I never want to see a woman character be this way. She like, despite me being annoyed by her, she is still a good mother.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
she is a good mother. I mean, normal parents would be a little concerned if their child was in a boat in the middle of the night.
yes,
So she has a right to be concerned. But at the other hand, I do think she does need a life. I think she needs to just calm down a little bit. And yeah, go out on a date. Play pickleball. Do
Valencia
something.
says she's supposed to be an investigative reporter, investigate something.
Right.
And like, see, but this is like the show doesn't do enough of like bringing everyone in. Like, she should be investigating the Jax thing. Why? Like, she wrote about the stuff with Drew in the first place, where she was damn near trying to get Michael locked up. Where is she now? Like, actually,
Right.
like, there are things that she could be doing that like would put her in the story that we just
Yeah.
refuse to allow her to do.
Yeah,
Um,
she's nosy about certain things, but not about the right things. Like, it would be great if she could actually get to the bottom of who was involved in the accident with, Jordan and Curtis, or figure out how come Drew is all of a sudden okay and walking around normal after being in a coma, and how come, both Drew and Brennan got into, a coma at the same house. I mean, but
yes,
like that should have, like, they had Elizabeth ask these questions, but Lulu could actually get the answers to them if she actually cared enough.
right.
And the fact that she also, I'm still a little concerned because she could have came to Isaiah's rescue and said he was with me at the time of the accident, but she didn't do that. And so, and I'll talk about this a little more because it goes into my problem with the whole Curtis situation, which I will talk about. But yeah, the whole thing, like, she could have been involved in that and she wasn't.
Hmm.
So
I think that's right. Okay, the last thing that I have around Spy Hospital is just a name that Brennan warned Nina about helping Lulu. And I'm sorry, Lulu. Oh my God, Willow. That Brennan was like, "Girl, your daughter is a mess. If you keep trying to do whatever with her, you will also be going down. Please
yeah,
stop."
yeah,
And I think that's interesting because one, Brennan is becoming just to talk to. He's not spying,
right,
and that somebody is finally giving her like the real girl. Your daughter is
right.
crazy.
Yeah, and I think it means something because he was initially attracted to her because she cared so much about her daughter. At least that's what the story about her talking about her daughter was when they ended up in bed. So I think he initially liked her because she was loyal, but at the same time, now he's like, girl, okay, so I'm knowing who your daughter is and how wild she is. You need to step back or else she's going to bring you down as well.
Hmm.
So I hope she takes his advice because I think everybody at some point kind of said the same thing. Like, Willow's wild. You need to stop. You need to take a step back. And she hasn't listened to
Hmm.
anybody. So, yeah.
And it's like, I mean, despite how I feel about Nina, like I get the like wanting to save your daughter because you weren't around for them, all of those things. But at some point, you
Hmm.
got to stop being a person who enables.
Yeah.
At some point, so
Yeah.
let's get into Black Hospital because I saw this thing in the chat and I'm gonna put it up here because I agree with Light. But we have like all of these things that have
Oh,
happened
my goodness.
along Curtis going to Pentonville. So we have him have a love scene with Jordan. We have him, like Portia make herself scarce so that he can go say goodbye with his children. But one of the things that we also see is that Jordan is now the CEO of Aurora. Now, Light upon Light said, "If quote, if there's something that you want, the position is your. If this is something you want, the position is yours." That's Michael to Jordan. Oh yeah, have we talked about that moment yet? Yeah, no. And then it said, Tracy, did you catch the chemistry? I 100% caught the chemistry. And I even said that if this was 10, 15 years ago, we would know for a fact that this was headed towards a Michael and Jordan affair. But because we are now in, Chase Hospital, we don't. We know that that's not going to happen.
Chased hospital. ah,
So
I
give
think
us your give. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think General Hospital is chased. I think there's certain characters or actors who are chased. Like any love scene that Valentine is in is hot as hell. And it makes me wonder about JTS and his normal love life because man,
No, I don't worry. I
I'm
don't
just
wonder.
like I'm just
I do
wondering.
not
like
wonder.
I
I
can't
don't.
help but wonder. But at the same time, it's just like they are hot as hell. Whether it's Carly, Anna, whoever, it's just
Hmm.
amazing. And so I think there are certain characters or whoever, for whatever reason, aren't getting those hot love scenes. I actually didn't watch the one between Curtis and Jordan this week because I'm just so annoyed by them as a couple. I just didn't even want to get invested in that. But I think there's just, certain characters when they get a love scene, it's amazing. So I don't think GH in general is chased.
But
But
I think that it's because like we don't like. There's no reason that we haven't seen Chase and Willow sleeping together yet. Like there's
oh
no
yeah,
like. It is very like people don't have love scenes like that. People
yeah,
don't like cheat like that. People don't they always want to have a reason or excuse for something. Nobody ever goes full into something. So like
yeah.
even think about like the whole accident fake 10 years ago, Brooklyn would have actually been drunk.
Hmm.
She actually would have been the cause of the accident. And
Right.
then she would have kept quiet and let that fight happen between Jordan or between Isaiah and Curtis. But
Yeah.
as Naomi is saying, GH is afraid to go be get soapy. Like it gets right to the edge of being soapy and then it pulls itself back. And that's a little frustrating to me.
Mm, I can see that a little bit. Um, I was gonna say, Rory's sex scenes are also hot too. So, anyways, whatever they're doing with Rory and Jordan, or Jordan and Michael. I'm not necessarily rooting for them to get together. What I my comment on the whole situation is the fact that Jordan is getting a CEO position and she's horrible at her job. Like, I think they're basing it off of the work that she did with Sidwell. I don't know what she did with Sidwell to make her so desirable as a CEO, because her purpose there was to bring him down and she didn't do that. She wasn't very good at that. So I don't see her as a good employee. Not good enough to be the CEO of a what they called it, a multinational company. Again, since when has Aurora been a multinational company? Just because Curtis, was working on some deal with some people in China, now they're a multinational company. It used to be just a news
Mm-hmm.
organization. But anyway, but the fact that she gets to be the CEO of such a company based off of
Right.
what is crazy. You could just be in a relationship with a man and that deserves you the right to be the CEO. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, GH, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Felicia is saying that we don't know what Curtis did at Aurora. Like, part of the thing that, um, okay, I am not a fan of Drew. It's F Drew over here. And
Right.
I can understand why Drew is mad about Aurora. Drew literally started this company like with
Yeah.
Sam for his
Yeah.
daughter,
Right.
like, and then people got salty and took it from him. But I think that that's the other thing that they don't lean enough into, like why Drew is the way he is. I was
Uh-huh.
just like sharing. I had literally just watched the like Oscar storyline. Like
Uh-huh.
who Drew was a completely different person, obviously. But
Yeah.
even who Drew was when Cameron first came back was different. And they have not given us the reason that he would be changing in this way.
Right.
Like, so like give the language around, you took this company from me, like this is, whatever, give that language to him over and over about Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
this whole, like, you picked a quarterback, like all that silly is silly. You beefing with your nephew about this, silly. Give him a
Right.
real reason, but they're not doing
Yeah.
that.
Right.
um so I don't know. I'm just I also do love though that Drew has like beef with everybody, but the only people he don't want to beef with no more is Black Hospital.
Yes. Loved it.
Drew is like, I might be a jerk, but I'm not a racist jerk.
Like, that they did Port Misery tweet that. I thought that was funny.
Oh
Um,
yeah, she did do that.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, I mean, so we'll see. But anyway, we do have him go to jail. We do have train station gonna bring the baby to see him, whatever. But also Isaiah tells Portia that he's gonna drop the civil suit against Curtis. And I said, that's a good man, Savannah.
Yes, it's very classy. Let me go into my rant about this.
Yes, show
I
me.
do not like the fact that Curtis is going to jail
Mm-hmm.
without having acknowledged that what he had did was wrong. He did not go to Isaiah or Portia and say, okay, so obviously I've been convicted, and so people think that what I did was wrong. I should apologize. He has not apologized at all. And I don't like the fact that he's going to jail not knowing that Isaiah was not the person in the car. And so he's going to be in that jail stewing, thinking that he's right, and he's not. And I need him to understand that and go into jail with that knowledge so he can work on himself. But no, he's going to come out of jail being just as salty and just as mad. And I don't think that's great for Isaiah or fair for Isaiah. It may still bring drama when he gets out of jail, which will probably be in a couple months. But I think I don't like the fact that we don't have it resolved that Isaiah is not the guilty party here and that Curtis can still believe that he's quote unquote right. I don't
I
like
agree.
that. Um,
I would have loved for him to go into jail with his head hanging down even
yeah,
further, knowing that
yes.
you just made some stuff up.
And even without the whole Isaiah being involved in the accident, which is not true, at least acknowledge that you punching a man just because you were got your feelings hurt is not the right thing to do, and you should apologize for the punch alone. And he didn't do that. And he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know if he could have ruined Isaiah's career or anything like that. He has not apologized for that at all, and that pisses me
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
off.
I agree. I think that I don't know what they thought they were going to do with Curtis. I feel
Yeah.
like they tried to like force us to think that him and Jordan weren't having this an emotional affair, even though we know that he has flip flopped between Portia and Jordan since Portia has been on. This has been
Mhm.
his MO of doing this flip flop. He's
Right.
been playing these two women forever, and finally Portia broke that cycle by actually being with Isaiah.
Yeah. I don't know. And maybe it'll come later. Maybe Isaiah will have a visit with Curtis or something. But I need that to be acknowledged. I need it to be understood that what Curtis did was wrong. And he owes people an apology. He owes Portia an apology, definitely.
Hmm.
And Isaiah one. It's wild to me that he can go into jail thinking that he was just like his sentence was not justified and that he's a victim. He's not a victim. He victimized other people. And
Hmm.
maybe that's why the sentence was so harsh because people are like, I can't believe this man thinks that he can just get away with punching people. I don't know, but whatever it is, he's going to be alone in jail and he's going to have time to think, and I'm hoping he's thinking that, basically I'm a jerk and I need to be here for a while.
And see, I think that that's the thing that like he he does not think he's a jerk. He
Right.
thinks that he was right. So
He
Matt says,
thinks
I don't like that they made it 10 years because I feel sorry for Curtis for going to jail for punching a guy. I don't want to feel bad for Curtis. A sentence of 1 year would have been more satisfying. For me, I mean, as a person who doesn't believe in jails, like I would have been fine with Curtis, like having to pay a big fine and then also like being like bankrupted by Isaiah. That's what I would have loved. Like,
yeah.
having to like leave Aurora because like you can't be doing all that as somebody who goes to is like the CEO of a corporation. Like I would have loved for him to have to see that like all of that. I didn't necessarily need him in jail, but as Port Misery has told us that this is going to put him right in smack dab in the middle of mob hospital. So
Right.
it's like I guess like a good story for him to be a part of.
Yeah.
um I don't feel bad for him, but I
I
also
don't
was not
either.
rooting for him to go to jail.
And then
Hmm.
also he doesn't know or hasn't acknowledged that Isaiah dropped the lawsuit either. So
They
again,
haven't had anybody else talk about it. Isaiah said
yeah.
it's a Portia, and that's it.
Okay, so when it comes out, I think Jordan needs to know about it and Curtis needs to know about it. And again, have it solidified in their mind that Isaiah is not a bad man,
Hmm.
you know? And that's what I hate about that stuff isn't fully resolved in the way that they should be. Because they
Agreed.
harp so much on Isaiah being the guilty person, and they don't even actually acknowledge that okay, maybe Isaiah wasn't guilty and there's somebody else out there, but we need to apologize for accusing this man of being somebody that he's not.
Right. But
And if
also, this
if yeah,
again, this is also like the point of them trying to have their cake and eat it too, and like, oh, we see every side or whatever, whatever.
uh-huh.
This was nobody's fault but Jordan and Curtis's. So even if Isaiah
Exactly.
was the other driver, y'all have said on multiple occasions he may not have known. He did not hit
Exactly.
you. He didn't do anything to you. Y'all actually did it to him, and then he or whoever it was, and then they kept going because they didn't know that you needed help.
And to say, and for Curtis to keep saying over and over again, I was provoked. No, sir, you were the provoker. You came in hot, talking about
Right.
get your hands off of my baby. Sir, that was all you.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge that, but they don't. So I
Mm-hmm.
have no, yeah, like again, I'm not a proponent of people going to jail for whatever, but I don't feel sorry for him at all.
No, I
He
don't feel
he
sorry for him.
definitely need he definitely needs a timeout. So
Well, other things to kind of breeze by is Trina's singing career. I kept it here because it's part of Black Hospital. I really don't have too much to say about it.
It was all right. Her singing
God
to the baby,
bless.
singing
God
to the baby.
bless. Um, God bless. Um, I do. So let's talk about Kai in the scene with Willow, because both you and I were like, "How does Kai feel like he's gonna keep this job? What's about to happen? What's Willow gonna do?"
Right.
Now we know. So Kai goes to the house. He has his letter of recommendation, and Willow's still trying to gaslight. Well, you need to quit telling lies about me. My lawyers are going to get involved. Blah 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 blah. And Kai was like, "Girl, no." How did you feel about Kai like really, really taking it to her?
I loved it. And I love the fact that he didn't fall for her manipulations because she was just like, oh, you're not going to get away from this squeaky clean because if you admit this, then you have to admit why you were in my house and all this other stuff. And he was like, whatever, lady, you shot somebody and I know you shot somebody. And you're not going to make me feel guilty or anything like that when you're the one who's a murderer. I thought, like we said in the top of the show, um, he had some great scenes. Kai was amazing, and I'm glad that he could walk away from that situation with his head held high and no regrets, sir. But I guess he has a little bit of concern for Trina. Apparently, Trina don't care. So, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Willow, you can't manipulate everybody, and I think that was a lesson for her because now she's like panicking. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she did like she tried to
Yeah.
work her wiles against Kai, and Kai wasn't having it because he's in
He
love
wasn't
with Trina.
having it, and I like that. I like
Yeah,
well that too. I liked
exactly.
him being like, I wasn't gonna like let you do that to Wiley and Amelia and take it from
Yeah,
Michael. And she's like, you should have left my kids alone. And he asked her like, is that a threat? I
right.
like that he said to her that it's crazy that you did this and you get to walk free while Curtis is sitting in jail for punching somebody. Like,
Yeah,
despite not feeling bad for him, I think that's an important thing to say. Like, I think it's
yeah,
really key for people to understand the like injustice of that.
yeah,
I think Willow even like bringing in Trina's name was interesting. She's like, you're talking about me, 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 but you're not bringing Trina into it. Well, obviously, like, it's not a secret. Trina signed the affidavit.
right. So there's like
TV
no
Watcher is really,
point.
this is a really good point, too. Go ahead.
I was just saying, there's no point. It's really more about you instead of you trying to deflect it on other people.
Hmm.
So yeah, it didn't matter if Trina was there. The fact that he and somebody was there who witnessed her shooting Drew, that's enough, you know?
I do wonder if it's gonna come back because she did say like they didn't see me, da 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 da. But
Right.
TV Watcher, my only gripe is that Kai went over to Willow's house alone. If she shot Drew, imagine what she could do to him. And I agree with that. I think
Yeah.
that when I saw that, I was like, oh, so they're about to kill Kai?
Oh
Because we
yeah.
have this other random Quinn, his friend, around. Quinn
Hmm.
knew a little bit too much about Trina's life. Did you, if you noticed? Because she was
Yes.
like, "Oh, I thought." Da, 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 da. Trina looked at him like, "Oh." That
I
was like one of my
know.
favorite little things Tamiana did. Like, "Oh, hey, you know my life."
Now, side note, was that the same Quinn that's been the Quinn in all the time? Because I thought he looked
Yeah,
different. I was like, is that a new Quinn? He
no, it's
just
the same
seemed
guy.
different. Okay, he
It
just
was the
seemed
shirt.
different. Oh, I was like, did he get a haircut? I didn't think it was the shirt. I just like, did he get a haircut? What's going on? He looked different.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
okay.
So, but it made me feel like Kai is not long for this world.
All right.
Like, so we'll see. You
Oh,
know, yikes. Um, let's get into, because I only have about not too much longer, because I told Tanya I had to order a new charger for my computer, so I'm really at 20%. We're gonna see what it do. So I called it Q Hospital. As we talked about Willow, we do have Chase helping Willow move in. I need to know how you feel about Chase not putting on a shirt that whole time.
oh my God. The whole time I was just like, why does not Chase have a shirt on for no reason? I think should be like, look, I don't need you to be half naked in front of Willow. So from now on, whenever you are in her presence, go and find a shirt. There's no reason that he was in that house shirtless.
After I didn't told you
does.
how to I felt about her, pushing up
Right.
on you. After she Willow, like we are not remembering that Brooklyn also threatened Willow, and Willow laughed in her face.
Right. Willow don't care. She's gonna
No,
go after. She's gonna go after
don't.
him.
It was
Um.
completely disrespectful. As TV watchers said, like, how dare you? You know, like, just in what world do you not put on a shirt? Why you gotta be half naked help somebody move?
Exactly.
Um, and Felicity said, I do like that Yuri is not happy that Willow is there. I mean, yeah, Yuri, maybe
I
you're not happy, but you also called her so you can go on a date instead of calling Michael or any of the other mini nannies. So, you
I'm more
know,
happy that Tracy is having him spy on Will. I
I
love
like
it.
that too. I like that too. Also, that scene that Tracy had with Brooklyn. Brooklyn, this is embarrassing, baby girl. It's embarrassing that your man is behaving this way. It's
Yes.
embarrassing the whole family knows your man is behaving this way.
Right.
It's embarrassing, girl. Leave him. Leave him.
Yes.
You
Leave
got the
him.
baby. You can leave him.
Exactly. She don't need to be. Well, I mean, at the very least, she don't need to be in that house. But it's her house, so she should stay. But Chase is just horrible and embarrassing. The fact that she trusts him, and she saw them together. So I mean, I would have busted in and been like, "Oh, hey, honey, I know you. You're looking for your shirt, but it's upstairs."
I'd have been like,
No, just you know,
why you got your business out?
just
You free the nipple over here, Chase.
right.
Put it up.
Exactly.
We also have Danny and Charlotte scheming against Drew. So they are trying to figure out something to blackmail him with. I did love their conversation about all the things that Drew has been up to. And then Rocco overhears them. And the acting between the three of them where Danny had to pretend like he was over it. He's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Done with it.
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna
I
do
also
anything.
I love that Charlotte ran down all the reasons they shouldn't do it. So when Rocco left, Danny was like, "Okay, so we're off that." She was like, "Oh no, I was just saying that." I
I
love
mean, she
them.
get like when she said, "You know what? Maybe Rocco's right." She tried to give Danny the look, like play along, like this is happening, but he
Hmm.
didn't catch it. So,
Hmm. Oh, going back to what Matt said. So Matt says the Chilling fan. I am now unfortunately on board with Brooklyn being done with Chase. He's way too disrespectful with his choices. I want to go back to this and just say, here's my thing. I'm fine with them getting back together, but we need a new balance of power between the two of them because right now Chase has too much power. I personally, the way I ship, I love a public puppy dog boy with a very strong woman, and they have watered down Brooklyn and then also made her like I don't know, like susceptible to Chase's whims and like not checking him. That is actually not the point of their relationship. That is not what makes their relationship fun or anything that I would want to see. So I think, having a whole revamp of the relationship to me is really necessary. Because he needs to realize he's with the winner and he is a loser, in my opinion. And yes, this is the same the same house where well, gatehouse, not pool house, where Chase
yeah,
walked in and found Michael and Willow in bed. Yes, this is the
yeah.
same one, the very same one. And then we also now have Drew scheming with Ava against Sunny. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it. I think it's silly. For what?
Whatever.
Get
I
Ava something
mean,
to do.
Drew's whole reasoning behind focusing on Sunny is just weird to me. But I mean, hey, gets his attention elsewhere outside of Black Hospital, so it's all right.
Well, he's also going to be going for some of the same like Sidwell holdings that Sunny and Valentine are going for.
Yeah,
Apparently, Ava is doing this for Avery. In the same way, we got to find something else for Lulu to do. We got to find something different for Ava to do.
Ava did it.
This is
Yeah,
absurd. Like going toe to toe with Sunny over this is just like for what? I'm not interested.
Yeah,
Would you be interested if they have Ava and Drew hook up?
maybe. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's just I don't know. I mean, they do have good acting chemistry together. I'm not really seeing romance spark yet,
Hmm.
but we'll see. I still think
Yeah,
that Drew needs to change a lot, though.
I agree. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I think that they just never gave us a reason, like to have Drew be in this like locked in state for over half a year,
Mhm.
well, like 7 months, 8 months almost, and
Mhm.
then or 7 months, and then to have him come out and be the same, if not worse, to certain people, and the only people he's better with is Black Hospital.
Mhm.
We have not like give us a scene where Danny is actually a danger to Scout.
Mhm.
Give us that, and then we can see it because then we can tie it back to his history. We have him talking crazy about Jocelyn. I'm sorry, but Jocelyn is one of the few of that family that Drew had a relationship with that was separate from their relationship with Jason. Like he
Mhm.
did, I understand, maybe felt like a Jason substitute for so many of them, but in
Mhm.
reality, like for with Jocelyn specifically, he had a whole different relationship with her outside of that. They share Oscar in common. They share that kind of thing in common. And so if we're gonna like have Scout be the reason that Drew was behaving this way, then okay, cool. Give us a reason that Scout was actually in danger with Danny, and tie it back to the fact that he's already lost a child. But they won't
Mhm.
do that. He's just a jerk to be a jerk, and nobody wants to see that. Well, I don't want to see that.
Right.
Other things happening. We got Laura going to visit Ace and Kevin. I don't know if this is Janie's annual vacation. I'm assuming it is.
I think so.
Okay.
Because I mean,
So, and then the last thing I have is the Dante Liz Rick triangle. Dante and Liz were so out of pocket and hilarious this week. Liz, you got this man pantsless on your sofa while you rubbing on his leg, and your man comes to the house and is mad about it, and you like, what? What's the problem?
right? He's my guest. I was like, girl, you wild. I mean, especially since she knows that Rick being insecure is an issue for him. Don't
Mm-hmm.
be like testing him for no reason. That's
Mm-hmm.
just crazy. Um,
Dante did cheat on Lulu for less, and I'm so sorry, Lante fans, but I loved it. I love Dante cheating on her with Valerie. That was my jam.
yeah. So I mean, Liz just being like, I want to be in a relationship with Rick, and I just think his trust issues might be a problem. Don't feed into it. I mean, you should be responsible to understand that having a half naked man on your couch is just problematic, period. And just be respectful of that. Say, Rick, I didn't know you were going to come over. I'm sorry you have to see this. Please understand this is nothing. And then instead of acting like he had no reason to be upset, that's just wrong. Rick is looking for a panic room as we speak. But it's it reminds me, I saw a meme the other day where this guy, he was in his kitchen cleaning up, and his boo was texting him saying that she's going to be busy, so she won't be able to text him all day. And his response was, "So if you're cheating, just say that." So Rick is exactly that type of guy, and
Rick
so
said, if you cheat, just say
just say
that.
that, you know? And so, but a lot of people were responding that, when it's true love, you understand that you have a really skittish man, that you don't do anything to set him off. And that's exactly what Elizabeth did. So
But
it
I
was
want to
funny.
go right to Tara's point. So first of all,
Right,
part of why I love this is all three of the actors are all so funny.
right.
So like just like the way they play it has been so entertaining to me. But the fact that Dante was like, "Oh girl, I'll build your bookshelf," was crazy. Like that's what your man
Right,
does, Dante.
exactly.
Like
Like,
I know
why
you're a
aren't you
nice guy, but you're not that nice of a guy. You knew what you was doing, Dante.
exactly. So I mean, if Dante was being any kind of responsible, he would have been like, "Oh, is Rick busy or something?" Question
Right.
it. Like, you know. So
I, you know what? It's Dante, the way he looks at Elizabeth, I was like, I am slowly getting on the Lizante train.
uh
Not the ship, the train. Um, and but I also just think it's really funny.
right,
And so Rick comes in, they like, what? And then she's like, he's not leaving. And then they have after Rick leaves, they have a pizza date. It was a date.
right,
It was nice. It was pizza. It was wine.
right. That's just so inappropriate. But whatever. I did think it was like it was also problematic. She was telling Dante about her relationship. They are
Mhm.
not established best friends, but she went and told
Oh no, they
some
besties
really.
now.
I know they're besties now, but they weren't before. Again, just stuff that she's telling him stuff that's not appropriate.
It's giving friends to lovers.
Exactly.
Oh wait, yes, Aaron. Aaron said it toasted to it all working out. Dante is a menace. He knew exactly what he was doing. And you know what? One thing about Liz keeps a man. And it's I was literally before we hopped on here, I was watching Steve, Burton, Bradford, and Dom talk about the show. And something Dom said that I appreciated him recognizing, and this is what I like about Dom when he's in a pairing with somebody, is he
Mhm.
realizes how lucky he is and he always hypes up the woman. Like that's one thing
Mhm.
about him. And so he was saying, like Liz is like a premier pairing because she has so many pairings that people love. And that also kind of makes it like nerve wracking because you walking into, Liz and Jason fans, you walking into Liz and Rick fans, you walking into Liz and Lucky fans, you walking into like every single like you walk into Liz and Franco fans. And this is also going to what I say about Trina. When you have characters like Liz, like Sam, like Carly, like women who are like premier people on the show, you should want the women to have multiple ships that people like. It's one of the
Mhm.
reasons I get so frustrated with them not doing right by Jocelyn with romance. Like I think I liked Jex. I think a lot of people like Jex. I think if you look back at Jex, they have really great chemistry. But other than that, I thought her and Cam was cool. Whatever. But they haven't given her like a marquee romance
Mhm.
because that helps build your fan bases. And so anyway, I really appreciated that Dom was talking about being paired with Becky potentially is really about like stepping into like a really amazing like legacy of pairings, and I thought that was really
Mhm.
good. Yes, and now Sonny has to referee between his son and his brother. I,
I like this the conversation Sonny had with Rick though was like being like you might be moving a little too fast here. So
mhm.
but the fact that he's able to have that great conversation about relationship with Rick was nice.
And then TV Watcher points out Rick was about to propose. Rick, you was about to be embarrassed, okay? This
Right,
woman is
yeah,
talking about you to her new bestie that's about to be a best friends to lovers relationship about how
yeah.
you are insecure and you about to show up with a ring. She ain't ready for
Hmm.
that.
No, no, so I'm glad he did
So
not.
I will say the one thing I wish that we would have seen more of Liz and Rick's relationship so that we could actually see like what it meant for Don for like her to like give it up or like give way to her and Dante. But like if we're
Hmm.
gonna see a ship war, let's see a ship war.
Hmm.
And we're not really seeing that. But like I said, all the actors are really, really good. I also, Rick went to Lulu, and one of the things that I was surprised that Lulu didn't say is that Liz used to be my sister-in-law. Liz is like my sister. She wouldn't get with my ex-husband because I feel like Lulu is going to have an issue with this, as she
Yes,
should, and that
yeah,
should start being seeded now.
yeah. She was very blasé about it. We're thinking more about the fact that Rick was overreacting instead of thinking, Liz and my ex.
Liz get about to get two proposals in 2 years. She's that girl. Yeah, she had the Eleanor two proposal. It's always with men who are desperate to be with her too. Okay, Liz.
Right. The only man that Liz was ever desperate about was Nicholas, and that was wild. Liz and Nicholas and Jason.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Jason, because I still remember her being like, "When is it going to be our turn?" And I was like,
Third
"Liz, please."
girl.
But let's see. I mean, yes, Lulu did call her a slut that one time at the hospital. One of my favorite scenes,
Best
and
scene ever.
I mean, amazing.
Right.
Like, I still watch it. That readout. I think the other part about that read that was so good is that the whole hospital was there. We don't have that
Yes.
anymore.
We
I
don't
don't know
have,
if it's
and that's what
budget. I
I
don't know
wanted for
what.
Curtis. I want Curtis to have that kind of read. I wanted the whole town to be there. Y'all, if y'all don't know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about, listen to last week's podcast because I wanted Curtis to be embarrassed, but he wasn't. It was very
Not thinking you
us,
know exactly what we're talking about.
right?
Sleeping with both of my brothers.
Slut.
Slut. I was like, oh my god, Julie really was back there like playing her enunciation games.
Right.
But that's the other thing I will also say, um, that something about Liz that they don't do with like any of the Westmores is that Liz has gotten her lashings.
Yes.
When
I don't
she do
think.
something wrong, they be giving it to her.
Yeah.
And I think that that is what allows her to remain a fan favorite between the people who love her, because it's not, or and like even with the audience, like when she do something, she get her lashes, we moving on. And I think the
Hmm.
important part of her lashings is because she's supposed to be such a good character. If she was like a gray character, like a Carly or a Ava, who do get their lashings, but like not the same way, that's different. But in order for her to remain this like character that they try to make her be, she got to get them lashes, and she do. She take it. It's always acted well, and then we move on to the next story. And I think that's really
Yeah.
important, and that's not what we've been seeing with any of the Westbournes. That's all I got. The other thing I was going to ask you, I have a little bit enough battery to say it. Have you seen this conversation around Chad Duell and like the whole Michael and like him doing an interview?
Yeah, I saw. So I guess the interview was that, he didn't think that GH would recast Michael. And I feel bad because, like, I never felt like Chad should not be Michael or that he's a bad actor. He played Michael badly. But I do think it's a little bit naive for him to think that they wouldn't recast, because I mean that was such a pivotal time in the story, and he needed to be on canvas. Um, so, which is interesting because they aren't planning on recasting Maxie, even though Maxie also had a pivotal storyline, and it doesn't look like Kirsten is coming back anytime soon. So it's interesting that they did that. But I feel bad, but at the same time, Rory's doing such a wonderful job that I can't be like, oh, that Chad should get his job back. No, I just think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
just
I think
interesting.
that people are
Yeah.
like dragging Chad, and I don't. I think when I listened to it,
Uh
I
huh.
did not get that he was mad. I did
Yeah,
not
it
get
didn't
that he
seem
was
like he was
talking bad
mad.
about the show. He was just, and
Right.
he even named that he was naive. He's like, hey, but it is showbiz. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he was very much like, yeah, I mean, like, I thought I was gonna take a break. I was gonna do whatever. I
Yeah.
was surprised, but it wasn't like I'm so mad at them. It wasn't like how Ingo goes after the show, or like how some of these other people who,
Right.
like even the previous Lulu was like a little bit mad and like publicly mad about being recast.
Yeah.
Like that was one thing. That's not what this is. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it was a way to unnecessarily drag Chad, and it's been
Yeah.
going on for days. I
Yeah.
personally, and I'm similar to Nikisha. I have always liked Michael. Michael is that's Carly's kid. I love Carly. I love her kids.
Right.
So I've always liked Michael. I think that Rory came in because people talk about him getting a better story. Rory don't really got a lot of story. And even when we talk
Right.
about Dark Michael, what has Rory done that's Dark Michael besides like brute and follow a court order? Like
Hmm.
I just think I think he deserves something a little bit more meatier, but he also came in at a time where the character of Michael needed to be there, and he was able
Yeah.
to play some beats that really put him like opposite people that folks didn't like.
Right.
Then bear in mind he has chemistry with everybody. Then bear in mind that he's very handsome, and then all of these things are like work in his favor. I don't think that that's saying anything bad about Chad. I think that they're just different Michaels in the same way that like anybody else would be different versions of a character. Um and
And
I,
I think,
hope all the best for Chad.
and you know what? It's not like Chad didn't get to play Michael when Michael was dark. Like he had that
Yeah.
time where he was against Sonny and Carly and took away, the young
I
baby
think I'm
at the
gonna
time
call
before
her
I was
AJ.
angry, AJ, or whatever. So it's not like Chad hadn't had an opportunity to be a dark Michael. But I think Rory is physically and emotionally dark Michael, and so he got that moniker. But
Hmm.
either way, I mean, Rory's doing a good job. I don't feel like just because Chad had different expectations that Rory should leave. I think, like you said, maybe Chad was just acknowledging that, he was surprised, but it doesn't sound like Chad is looking for his job to come back. I think he's got plenty going on and he's loving his life, being a father and being in plays and doing whatever else. He has an album, I think. I don't know, but so he's doing all right. So I think we should just let it go. I think the media is doing a lot to make it more than what it was, too.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think it was like a little like a title, and I also think that because people don't really like everything that's happening across the soaps,
hmm
like and we haven't had like a big like soap Twitter, you know, headline lately. I think the last
right.
thing was that we had oh the catfish that was like lying about her life, but like not there's not enough that's like generating on the show to talk about, so people talk about like the behind the scenes stuff, and I just feel like Michael, or like not Michael, Chad didn't really say anything that warranted all of this like back and
hmm
forth in my opinion.
Right.
Um yeah.
hmm
Oh, somebody talked about Billy Warlock versus Sean Keenan. I agree, brother man. I also really like Billy Warlock's AJ. Now I did like when he brought him back and then him and Carly slept together again. I mean I hated that, but I thought him and Laura Wright had good chemistry. But I thought that Billy Warlock's AJ was just different and not bad. It was just different.
Yeah.
And that's okay, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, that is it because as y'all know, I told y'all my computer's gonna die. I'm gonna give us the spoilers or the dailies for next week if I can find them. Found it, found it,
Mm-hmm.
found it. Or I thought I found it. Here we go. Monday. Valentine makes a pitch to Jason. Brennan confronts Willow. Kill him, Willow.
hmm
Jocelyn has news for Hudson.
Did you say kill
Cinco.
him, Will? Kill
Yeah.
him, Will.
Yeah.
Ah,
Laura briefs Anna. Tracy issues a warning. Tuesday, Jason encourages Carly. Obrecht wants answers. Anna is tempted. Rick jumps to conclusions. Lulu offers dating advice. Girl, don't you need a man? Are you dating?
right. Who is she talking to?
Uh, Wednesday, Nina is enraged. Jordan makes her loyalties clear. Michael seeks Sunny's advice. Tristan opens up about his past. Felicia stonewalls Brennan. Thursday, Gio and Emma overhear an argument. Drew vows revenge. Anna feels slighted. When doesn't Drew vow revenge?
I'm like, what is he
His whole
vowing revenge
existence is a
about?
vow of revenge.
Maybe,
Anyway,
uh,
Justine gets a shock. Alexis makes a threat. Maybe she'll hit somebody again with their car. We do
maybe
love
she'll
that.
finally pull out that grandma's clause that everybody else took advantage of.
um, Tar said, Lulu's advice, don't fall for your bestie's dead husband's long lost twin. I mean, as Moke and Steph said, never fall in love with a man who don't love you. Ooh.
Well, he does
Anyway,
love her. He did love her.
Thursday, Gio and Emma overhear an
Mm,
argument. I wonder if they overhear Willow and Michael. That'd be interesting. Drew vows. Oh wait, no, sorry. Did I already do this one? Drew vows
yeah, I think
revenge.
so.
Ava feels
Yeah,
slighted. Justine gets a shock. And Alexis makes the threat. Sorry, read that
yeah.
twice. And then finally Friday, Sunny makes a promise to Laura. Carly and Valentine make a decision. Anna offers support. Ava sets a trap. Drew is waylaid. Okay, I see this with SAT words up in the spoilers. Uh nice. Um oh, maybe Ava is who Drew is opping with now.
Yeah.
Lord, this sounds like some mess. That would happen.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about Sunday Shift. When you're done with us, go check out Port Misery. Um, buy us a coffee if you'd like. I'm gonna find out more about the membership. And we just thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you, and we will see you next week.